T20 test on one day. India, England, Australia. For a lucky big three-side slayer. What a player. What a player. What a player. Discussing zinger bells and white balls to hells. Baggy greens for long from New South Wales. Is the IPL heaven or hell? Will the 100 fail or do quite well? What a player! What a player! What a player!
Welcome back, everybody, to yet another loss of Sunrisers Hyderabad. I am tired of doing this show this way, wearing a mask. Of course, I have a new mask because it is a new game. So welcome back, Adi. All I can do is welcome you back. That's all I can do. And then we have a CSK supporter who will be very thrilled. Ravi, welcome back. How are you feeling
Yeah,
after the win today?
great, great, great. I think back-to-back victories, 5 victories on the trot. I'm very happy with the win and emphatic and dominant performance by my team.
I don't know about dominant. Adi, what, 20 runs short? Is that what you summarize?
I'd say 30, right? Because there was a lot of dew as well. And this is the thing, right? When Warner was batting, it felt like, oh, even 150 is enough. But once Ken Williamson and Kedar Jadhav were batting, it was like even 200 is not enough, right? So that is the difference. I guess on your mask, Suman, I think the mask is continuing to get bigger. Like previously you had a smaller mask. This was a much worse win, so you have a bigger mask. I hope you don't have to wear like a much bigger mask this season, because this was like probably the worst match for SRH this season. At least the other matches, they were close and the batting messed up, and it was 5 runs, 10 runs, 15 runs here and there. But this was pretty comprehensive, and there's no two ways about it. And I'll say a couple of things. Let me summarize the match, right? Like, I think it's time for David Warner to take a break, right? I'm not saying like kick him out of like the whole team for the rest of the season. I think give him some time, like 1 or 2 matches out. Make Ken Williamson the captain. Open with Bairstow and Roy. Roy is in good form. We saw that when he was playing in India. Bairstow is in good form as well. I think Warner is not in the right frame of mind, and he's. I would put him at par with like Gale and AB de Villiers and Warner in terms of overall foreign batsmen who've done really well in the IPL over the years. Warner's been always that dependable and at that level. But I think this season, he's struggling to find form. He's scoring runs very slowly. He's been very scratchy. In the other games, it was kind of covered up because of Bairstow, who was scoring at like, even in Chennai, he was scoring at 150, 180 strike rate. And Warner could have like scooted around at 100, 110. But today when Bairstow got out, and Manish Pandey, who was coming in after being dropped, and he did okay. I wouldn't say like, oh, it was an amazing innings. It was a good innings given the context of the flat pitch and like the small ground. There was some dew already even in the first half of the match. So given all this, like that Warner knock was like the difference between 170 and 200. It would have been better had he got out 30 of 30, right? And then you would have gotten Kane Williamson in, and probably he would have scored 50 of 20 or something, right? So yeah, a lot to think about, a lot to ponder. And I'll say another thing, not excuses, but injuries to Natarajan and Bhuvneshwar Kumar, those are pretty significant as well. Like those 2 players actually walk into the Indian T20 team, let alone the Sunrisers T20 team. And both of them being not there exposes SRH to play like Siddharth Kaul and like Khalil, and Sandeep needs to do really well. So a lot of things really bad. I guess, yeah, like I would make this bold statement. Warner should sit out for 2 matches. Let Kane Williamson become the captain. Get Jason Roy or Holder or Nabi. It's not like you don't have other foreign players who are suited to T20. You have actually like really good players who will give you that balance. So I do that. I think it's affecting his captaincy too. If you look at the captaincy today, Suchit was not bowling well. The ball was not turning. They hit him for like 13 or 14 runs in his first over. Still, he persisted with him for 3 overs. When you have Vijay Shankar, you have Kedar Jadhav, why aren't you bowling them for 1 over, right? The whole idea of having more than 5 bowling options is you one of your bowlers can have a bad day, or like the pitch or conditions are not helpful to them, you try the other bowlers. He never bothered to try a sixth bowler, which was, I'm like, dude, what's happening? So bunch of things. Pretty disappointed with Warner. So let's take it from there. But I'll leave it to you to talk about CSK, because I think this was a really good performance.
Yeah.
CSK fans should be super happy, and I guess playoffs is in very close sight now, like 2 or 3 more wins.
Yeah, Warner took responsibility. I think he's just not in the right mindset, more than form. Not sure what is happening, but switching to CSK, Ravi, good day overall. Any concerns outside of that blip when Rashid Khan took back-to-back wickets?
No, I mean, no concerns at all. Rashid Khan, you expect him to take wickets, right? See, the way he came back with the Rutraj wicket, that showed Rashid Khan's class. You must see the way he made sure that it goes the other way around, not the googly, not the normal straighter one. I think that showed Rashid Khan's class. And I mean, you expect Rashid Khan to take wickets. And with one point which I want to add with Warner, I'm a big fan of David Warner, okay, irrespective of the place for Sunrise Hyderabad or for Australia. I'm a big fan of David Warner. Whenever he comes to bat, I'm always afraid that he's going to take the game away. So today he was trying to get out. That's what I could see. Sometimes when you try to get out, you don't get out. That happens in cricket. That moment comes. That's where you start wasting the balls. He understood that he's not in great form. He wanted Kane Williamson to come. That's why you saw a lot of weird shots going around. He couldn't time the ball because he was trying to get out. He was not trying to play normally. I think it's matter of time. David Warner will come into form. I don't think so. He needs a break, but I think he needs a mental space that has to be corrected. With the bio bubble going on, I don't think so. A lot of players' mental struggle will be there. But I think David Warner will come back. My second team has always been Sunrisers, given the fact that Sunrise also is from Chennai. So yeah. But coming to CSK, I'm very happy with the performance. I think Shardul Thakur is the only thing that we have. It's like a drishti for this entire team. But still, I feel Shardul Thakur, who played for India, will definitely come back in the second part of the cycle.
Okay. And Syed pointing it out, which I think I agree. Faf du Plessis, of course, is orange cap holder, but what Syed says is fielding of CSK probably saved 20 runs because they caught everything that came out their way, and Jadeja and Faf were outstanding on the field.
Absolutely. I mean, tell me, when did you see Ambati Raidu field? Did you see Ambati Raidu anywhere in the field? Dhoni knows where to hide slow fielders in the game. Okay, he's master of it, and he is a master of placing quick fielders at very good spot wherever he thinks the ball might go. That's why you saw everywhere Jadeja might be there. Everywhere you might see Rutraj Gaikwad, Azam Karan, or Faf du Plessis in the field. You might hardly see Ambati Raidu in the field. You will not see Ambati Raidu existing in that field itself. That's how the captaincy of Dhoni also. And generally, we have been dropping a lot of catches last year. That's one of the major problems last year and previous years also. I think that has been corrected with the good athletic fielding side that we have. It's though we call Daddy's Army, I feel we are more athletic than most of the younger side, so called.
Okay. So, real quick, Adi, so what next for Sunrisers Hyderabad? Do we still have a miracle, or should we just play for the pride, as they keep saying?
Oh, it's still like till you're actually out of the tournament, you're not out, right? I guess like they're two losses away from getting out of the tournament, because in this season, I see the table is actually not that close if you look at it. You have 3 teams who have kind of run away. That is CSK, RCB, and DC, and all the other teams are just fighting, right? It's not very balanced. So 7 wins might not be enough for a team to qualify, because if you have 2 or 3 teams with not more than 5 wins, if you have 2 or 3 teams with 4 wins, you actually need 8 wins to qualify, and 8 and probably with a good net run rate. So at least that's how the season's panning out. So it's easy. It's going to be even more difficult for SRH. In the last season, they could sneak in with 7 because all the teams were very close, and everyone. I think RR, who finished last, had 6 wins, and the team which finished third had like 7 wins or something like that,
Yeah.
or 4.
Yeah.
It was very close. Like that one
Yeah.
win was this, but I don't. At least from what I've seen this season so far, it doesn't seem that it's going to be that close. It probably will be like 3 teams with 10 wins, and then it kind of messes it up. So SRH need 8 wins. 8 wins means 6 losses, and they've already had 5 losses. Right? So that is a very big. So you need to win like 7 games out of your 8 games. That's very tough. I'm not saying it's never been done, but now it's more like pray and hope rather than confidence, or even 5% confidence is not there. I would still say, Warner, take a break, like a frame of mind, because I agree to the earlier point that he was trying to get out. He was very frustrated. We could see it, like he was visibly frustrated. He was not playing like an innings, oh, I have to score a 50. He was not stat padding from that standpoint, right? I compare this to KL Rahul, right? Like some people commented on Twitter that, hey, is it David Warner or KL Rahul? Because KL Rahul as well plays very slowly, and then eventually he hits at the end. But I think with KL Rahul and Warner, the difference is with KL Rahul, the other side, you have Gale, Puran, and others who are hitting from ball one. Here you had Manish Pandey as well, who was coming in after 2 matches break. He played okay, but he wasn't trying to hit from like the start. I think they tried to take like chances, or Manish Pandey was trying to take chances only from the 16th or 17th over. That should have been 12th or the 13th over. Then maybe if it worked out, he could have hit more. If he got out, you had Kane Williamson coming in like much earlier. So let's see what the team management does, because it's a very disappointing loss for SRH where they have been. I wouldn't be surprised if they give Warner a break, is what I'm saying. This has been done in the past by SRH. Like people who are familiar with like the franchise, if you go back to 2013-14, they had like a rotation policy of captains. You had, I think, they started off with Shikhar Dhawan, then they removed him as captain. Then they got in Cameron White. Then there was Sangakkara. Then there was Darren Sammy, and all these captains were just in the just within like 2 seasons. There was one season where they removed the captaincy. Cameron White became the captain, and they were able to qualify for the playoffs. So IPL franchises are very cutthroat, is what I'm trying to say. Like even in the last season, you saw KKR chopping off DK and putting in your Morgan as the captain. Hey, this is not working. Let's get a good captain. And SRH have a problem of plenty in terms of having good captains. You have Kane Williamson. You actually have Jason Holder as well, who's like a good captain who has done well for West Indies. So let's see how it goes. I wouldn't be surprised if they chop him. Like even if they don't, it's like fine. But I would hope they give him a break for a couple of matches, and then he gets back in the right frame of mind. Give Kane Williamson the captaincy, because Warner's tactics are definitely not working, or they're not giving us results what they need. And in the first, I think 2 or 3 matches in Chennai, SRH won the toss but decided to chase, which in hindsight, just after your first match, you should have flipped it, because it was super clear that it's going to be super tough to chase in Chennai. So there have been like a lot of tactical errors. And at the end of the last match as well, I think David Warner made it clear in the presentation that he was surprised Manish Pandey was dropped. Why was he dropped? And then Bairstow as well, in some post-match conference, he said, I was surprised I wasn't batting first in the super over. So there is some element of friction. I don't want to call it drift or something, but I think with Bayliss and Tom Moody, there is something going on. There's Warner and Kane Williamson. Maybe it's a problem. There are like too many decision makers or too many opinions out there. So yeah, that's been the disappointing part this season.
Yeah, I mean,
Suman, I want to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
Does David Warner's batting today, or even before also, reflects that he does not have great confidence in your batting order, because he wants to take the responsibility. He wants to battle the end. That is what happening, because somehow he's getting, because this is not the David Warner that we all know of.
Yeah.
He's aggressive. When he plays with Bairstow, he's a completely different person. If you see the first 3 overs, he plays completely differently. When Bairstow got out, he played completely differently to what that doesn't show that he's not very confident with your batting lineup.
So I would agree with it if this match was in Chennai. This match was in Delhi, and after 5-10 overs, he should have seen the pitch. It wasn't doing much. You should trust like your other batsmen more here. At the end of the day, the challenge here was 170 is a decent score. Like in Chennai, it would have been a winning score. In other grounds, it's a decent score. But the ground is so small in Delhi. The pitch was pretty flat. And there was dew already in the first innings. When even Moeen Ali and Jadeja were bowling, they were also already trying to wipe the ball. So given that context, I was disappointed that he was playing, defensively. I would have been, okay, this is how I look at it. I would have been happy with 160 all out rather than 170 for 4. Because if you are going for 160 all out, you are trying to give you the option to get 190 or 200. Today, that 170 also came in because Kane Williamson hit that 20-run over and 15-run over at the end. And I have some comments on Shardul Thakur. I think if we go back to our England ODI series, I like Shardul Thakur, but he's a risky bowler. He can have off days. He's like Harshal Patel. He's the orange cap holder, but I wouldn't trust Harshal Patel to bowl my death overs. I would rather have like 7 or 8 other Indian fast bowlers who I would trust to bowl him at the death. That's the same problem with Shardul. He's really good for CSK. He should play. But for Team India, I'd rather have a Bhuvi, Natarajan, or even an Avesh Khan who's doing much better. Bumrah. We have so many options. So that's why Shardul Thakur is like this person, right? Like he can go for 50. That is the problem on a bad day. The really good bowlers like Bhuvi, Bumrah, and others on a bad day, they go for 35, 40. They don't go for 50, 55. So, but see, this is food for thought for CSK, right? Because they have NGD now. I think their balance is much better after they have removed Bravo, because Bravo was a really good bowler historically for CSK, but I don't think he is that good now, at least from a bowling standpoint. So you either play Tahir or Ngidi in his place, because you have such a strong batting lineup. You actually don't need Bravo's batting now, right? He comes in at like 9 and he plays like 2 balls, and you rather have a full-fledged bowler in his place. So I like what CSK did. But coming to SRH, let's see what they do. They have a lot of problems, but I feel like IPL franchises are very cutthroat. They don't they want results, right? They don't wait around for longer. We've seen this pretty often. So I wouldn't be surprised if either Warner is rested or he's moved to number 4 and we open with someone else, or Kane Williamson opens. Maybe that's an option as well, because Kane Williamson to perform. Like, dude, like put Kane Williamson and Bairstow. Maybe they hit 150 for no loss in 15 overs and that's it. Like you win the match, right? You don't know. So let's see. I think they'll do something. They have to do something because what they're doing is not working.
Yeah. And Ruturaj Gaikwad is our man of the match. Not surprising. What class player. I think the last 3 games in 2020 IPL and then form continues. Is he a wild card in our squad for T20? I know there is no place, but he's a great prospect, isn't it?
I think we have too many options for an opener in Indian cricket team. I don't see him cutting through, because see, in CSK, we always add one technically very strong player. See, from 2008 onwards, we had Badrinath. We had who's very technically strong player, similarly to like how Rutraj used to play, scoring in the gaps, getting the odd boundaries here and there. And you don't, in very less span of time, he will reach 50. You don't even know that he's reached 50. That's how he's playing. I think Rutraj is also pretty much same player. I think we also had Mike Lassie after Mike Badrinath went away. I think Rutraj was a good find by Dhoni. I think if Dhoni finds one guy from nowhere, I think he will turn out to be a gem. And Rutraj has shown and what technical he has, man. Especially the Suchit over. I still can't forget that over. I mean, if you bowl short to your body, he's hitting in through over mid wicket. If you're bowling straight towards his over full delivery or off volley, he's hitting over covers. Or if you bowl a little bit short wider, he's hitting through or point. I mean, that shows his class, right? That's class player that we have. I think with Pujara also being there, I think that has also helped him in his batting, I feel. But overall, I'm very happy with Rutraj. I think it's a big find. I'm sure he will definitely be much more bigger player for CSK in coming times.
Yeah, like on India squad for World T20, I think it's 22 or 23. So you don't know. Maybe he's your backup opener with Padikkal, right? Padikkal is also doing really well.
Padikkal is also doing well.
I guess there is like a lot of and Prithvi Shaw, then you have Dhawan, then you have Rahul, then you have Kohli and Rohit who want to open. So it's a good problem to have. But I think India would want to have, thinking towards India, you need more middle order hitters. I think that is a problem which India is facing. Because Hardik is not in the greatest of forms. Like at least in Chennai, he wasn't. Maybe on other pitches, he finds his touch. Hopefully, for India's sake, we hope that happens, right? And if you look at other teams, you have Maxwell, you have AB de Villiers, you have Andre Russells of the world. We have only Hardik, and ideally, we want like 1 or 2 more people like that.
How can you forget Jadeja, bro?
Jadeja,
I mean, seriously.
No, this is the problem.
After the 37 runs, how can you forget Jadeja?
So Jadeja's problem is what's his name? Kohli will bat him at number 8 or 9. That is the problem. We want if you bat Jadeja at 5 or 6, I would love it. I would want him to bat at 5 or 6. It gives you more bowling options and batting options. If they're brave enough, I would want 2 openers. Let's say Rohit, Kohli, and then you play Rishabh Pant, and then you probably play KL Rahul, depending on how you want to put. Like let's put those 4. Now you play Pant, Hardik, and Jadeja. 5, 6, 7, I would love it. But the problem is Kohli and Ravi Shastri, at least till now, what they've seen is they play Jadeja at 8 or 9, which is too late for him. They're wasting him. If you play Jadeja much higher, I would love it. Let's see if they do it, because if Hardik is bowling and if Jadeja is bowling, you have, and then you play 4 bowlers and then you play 2 spinners or like 3 fast bowlers or like 1 spinner. That would be the perfect balance. And Hardik needs to bowl. So let's see what happens with that. But yeah,
But
I
don't
would want
forget
Jadeja to bat much
But
higher.
don't forget Jadeja.
Yes, not forgetting him. I'm saying
Yeah.
if you think of number 4, like what I'm saying in India, if you think of KL Rahul, I don't know if he can accelerate that fast.
I mean,
That is-
see, you have Sky also in the waiting list.
Yeah, yeah,
So, I mean, a lot of people
Kai,
are there.
Ishan,
Yeah.
Kishan, all these people are there.
Yeah.
None of them were in form in Chennai. That's the other problem. That pitch was like so bad. I think Sky had only 1 good innings and Ishan Kishan had 0 good innings in Chennai.
Yeah.
Right?
I think Delhi,
So-
they're playing Delhi, right? I think that should.
Yeah.
Help
So
them.
let's see. This is a good test. But yeah, so this problem happens with India. You'll get Sky, you'll get Ishan, and you'll put Jadeja 2 further down, and he doesn't get to bat. But yeah, good point. We should get Jadeja in. We shouldn't forget him. And yeah, now I guess there's one spot left. Suman, as you pulled it up, it would take so much things to screw up for CSK, RCB, or DC to not to qualify from here. Looking at their squads and like looking at how they're playing, so I would say there's one spot left, and I would be scared for all the other 4 teams to go against Mumbai if that's the one spot left and Mumbai is sitting in that spot. What do you guys think?
I feel Delhi still are slightly vulnerable. I think 2 are confirmed, top 2,
Yeah.
Chennai and RCB deserving. So
Mhm.
Delhi are on the fence. Mumbai will come back hard, as you rightly pointed out, Adi. I think 3 teams will play for 2 places, KKR, Delhi, and Mumbai. That's how I'm seeing. Unless Punjab Kings, like Chris Gayle, unleashes another 150 in a T20 game.
No, I
Yeah,
think I think tomorrow's game, both the games will be crucial. If Rajasthan is going to take the win and KKR is also take the win from DC, then it
Mhm.
opens up the table completely. Imagine then Rajasthan goes to 4 points, 6 points. Then even Knight Riders will be at 6. Then you have Delhi, Mumbai Indians will come down to 6 or 7. So that will open up the table completely. I think tomorrow's two games are very important for the tournament. And given the fact how the tournament has gone in the last 3-4 years, it's been very close. We all want a very close tournament, right? So I think tomorrow's both the games will make much more bigger, wider sense for the tournament to open up.
Yeah, I hope it's close as well, but right now it's not looking so. But let's see. Let's hope it's close.
Don't
I
be
think
so dejected. Aditya. I mean, seriously. I mean, I understand that Sunrisers at the bottom of the table. I feel that there is too much of dejection that is coming out from you. See, I feel 1 year like this will happen. Last year we
Yeah.
felt the same for CSK. Okay, this year that will happen for sure. I'm sure David Warner or Kane Williamson, the think tank or the selectors of what Sunrisers Hyderabad calls them, I think they will definitely find a way towards. I'm sure they will definitely.
yeah,
do that.
let's see. Like
They will be the potting
qualifying for
spoilers.
what? They've been qualifying from 2016 for the playoffs. The streak has to end because IPL is so competitive and all teams are so closely matched. There is going to be a season where there's one bad season, like CSK had last year, or I think Mumbai had a really bad 2018. I think after winning in 2017. Yeah. So it happens, but yeah, like as I said, teams will try to do drastic things. We've seen that often, but let's see. I hope they do change something, because you just can't go in with the same roadmap or same planning and hope for a different result. But yeah, it's like if the tournament was close, I think the comment by Vishak is fair. If the tournament has to be close, you need CSK and RCB to keep losing matches. Then only the tournament will close. Especially the top 3 teams need to keep losing to the bottom 3 teams. Then that's the only way the tournament gets close. Else the top teams keep on winning and the bottom teams keep on losing. The balance is not there. But yeah, early days. Let's see. But this is a much more entertaining pitch than compared to Chennai. So it's a welcome change. I think looking towards future matches, Mumbai will really enjoy playing here. Right? This perfectly suits their batting lineup. Right? If you have Surya Kumar, Ishan Kishan, then you have Hardik and Pollard and Krunal. So boss. Like on this, I wouldn't want to bowl last 10 overs to a set Mumbai Indian batting lineup on this. They can easily score 130, 140 in those last 10 overs. So yeah.
All the more I'm excited about Saturday. It's going to be the El Clasico of IPL. So
Yes.
I just can't wait up for it. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
great. Before we go to Saturday, real quick, tomorrow, Mumbai Indians versus RR. Adi, who are you rooting for?
I think Mumbai, they're hurting. They will come back with a bang. RR, this is the thing, right? If Josh Butler or Sanju Samson has their day, they can win. But that is the only way they can win. But
Yeah.
Mumbai, they have so many other options. So I'll be backing Mumbai tomorrow.
Ravi, Mumbai
Yeah,
RR.
see, Mumbai knows how to win this tournament, but still, I will root for RR to open up the tournament and make it much more exciting. Mumbai are dangerous squad.
Okay. Double header, Delhi Capitals versus KKR. Who do we think?
I think KKR will come back stronger. I think KKR has found that rhythm and pattern for playing in Ahmedabad. I think KKR will come back stronger against Delhi Capitals.
Yeah, I think reverse. I think Delhi are doing well, and then last match has hurt them a lot. And I know Ponting will make some tactical changes or decisions for the next match, probably having Hetmeyer a bit earlier. And then there was a tactical error in bowling Stoinis as well. At the end of the day, that over kind of changed the match for RCB. They went in from 150, 155 to 170 something, right? So let's see. I'm backing the stronger teams, DC and MI, to win. Let's see. But I'd love it if the underdogs win. That opens up the table. And as an SRH fan, I want the table to open up. Right? So let's see how that goes.
Okay, excellent. So before we wrap, this was great, Adi and Ravi, as usual. Thanks very much. Adi, kudos to you, man. I don't know how you keep up your composure, but you do well when the SRH lose. And Ravi, congratulations on your CSK win and topping the table. Most important thing, again, India, we continue to keep you in our thoughts. We are following closely whatever is happening. We are doing our bit from Waadaplaya. Firstly, we salute all the frontline workers, but we have been working through offline on a couple of initiatives from Waadaplaya. One is the cred coins contribution to the oxygen cylinders and liters. So far 4 people came out from Waadaplaya community and we contributed to approximately 45,000 liters of oxygen. That's one. And two, our CEO has been kindly making some contributions to underprivileged kids who are suffering with HIV. They need support as well. While COVID is an important thing, we do have homeless people and kids who have diseases. So we contributed some money to the orphanage so that they get some help. So we are doing our part. We will continue to think of you. What we request from you is 3 things. Please stay home unless it is necessary. Please do not venture out. If you get a chance, get vaccinated, sanitize your hands, wear mask, and just be kind and help each other out. Take a break from news channels and try and spend some time which will help you keep some composure. That's our only request. But again, cricket is one way of keeping all of us sane. We are trying our best to continue to move on with things as we see how India is progressing. Otherwise, Adi and Ravi, thanks very much. Again, we really appreciate it. Hope you and your families are safe. And thanks for joining in. For folks who have been commenting, thanks for the engagement. And SRH will win one day, and I'll come without mask. Until then, see you next time. Ravi, enjoy. Adi, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.